Hey there, happy Tuesday. Today's topic is long-term relationships and how sometimes they go through the ups and downs, right? You know the ones. It could be family members, it could be partners or spouses, it could be kids, and adults and parents and adult kids and kids and just what I mean. It's those long-term relationships that sometimes we find ourselves being a little nitpicky, let's just say, or we're zoning in on one theme and it's like, oh, they're selfish and that's it. So then all the evidence shows us, our brains are really great scientists in the way that they like to come up with a theory and then they like to find all the reasons for that theory to be true and then oftentimes dismiss the data that doesn't have it be true and only zero in on see. So if you've ever caught yourself in one of those slumps where you've noticed a particular thing about this person that you overall love and care for, or maybe the love isn't there anymore, but you are in the type of relationship where you still need to be in relations with them. You need to be in a relationship with them for a while. And so the time that you are in relationship with them, you would like it to be a lot more tolerable, a lot less annoying, a lot less frustrating for you, right? So again, I went off on. So we're talking about long-term relationships that we sometimes get in these dips of maybe hyper focusing on a singular or a cluster of negative attributes, putting a rift in the relationship itself. The relationship doesn't feel as loving anymore. It doesn't feel that connection that it used to. You find that it has switched from a loving relationship and lately has turned into not so much. And so first, let me just validate for you that that is an incredibly normal and common occurrence. We are human beings, and I don't care if you share DNA or not. It doesn't matter, that we are all different people. And so being around the same different person for a long period of time, it goes through its ebbs and flows. And so first, let me tell you, remind you that it's okay. It's okay that you're getting annoyed by this person that you love and care for and want to continue being in relationship with, but maybe it's a little hard lately because of this assessment of who they are. Maybe it's a label that you've put on them as a person, or particular tendencies that they do just annoy the heck out of you, or whatever it is. So today is talking about two things that you can do to bring the relationship back to the place where you want it to be, taking away some of that annoyance. And really, because here's what ends up happening is then when we're annoyed or, we're focusing on this negative thing, we're not our best selves, right? And we can act in ways that we're not proud of. And so what this will do is help you act in ways that you are proud of in this relationship. Who cares what they do? Let's make sure that you're proud of yourself, regardless of the situation, regardless of the thing that's so annoying, regardless of all of those things. These are two things that you can do to get yourself back invested in and into the relationship in a way that you are proud of yourself with your interactions with this person, regardless of what their tendencies, what their labels are that you've given them or anything else, right? So that's the deal. Long-term relationship, want to stay in the relationship, but having a hard time right now because of these tendencies or labels or whatever we put on them. So number one, the first thing to do is, I know it's the answer to everything, but maybe it is the answer to everything. I don't know. Go ahead and start doing gratitude journal specifically about that person. Every single night, weekends too. You're still human on the weekends. It's not work, it's not school. Every single night. List out 5 to 10 things that you really appreciate about this person and the relationship that you are in. And the relationship as a whole. Hear that. Not just the person, but yes, the person, but also the relationship in a whole. What are you grateful for? How is your life different because they are in it? What are the blessings that they bring? What are the things that they are helpful with? What have they brought you? What richness is in your life that wouldn't be there if this person wasn't in your life anymore? Remember the beginnings, remember the excitement, remember all of that stuff, and really start purposefully listing out what are all the things that you have and do love about this person. What are the things that you're grateful for? What are the things that you still enjoy seeing, doing, hearing, all of those sorts of things, no matter how little. No matter how little. Because let's face it, when we're getting nitpicky, we're criticizing the little tiny, tiny, tiny littles. And so why not praise and appreciate the tiny, tiny little littles? It's important that, you're going to nitpick on them. So also let's praise them. Let's really, really call out for yourself all of the things that you appreciate about this person and your life while they're in it. So that's one thing. That is a daily practice to do. And just check in with yourself after a week, after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks. Check in with yourself of your overall assessment of how you feel about this person in your relationship. And I suspect there's going to be a little bit of a moving of the needle of how annoying or less annoying they seem to you. The second tip is like an in the moment type of thing. When you find that someone that you love or care for, this could be a one-off or this could be another one of these situations where you're stuck in the mud that we've been talking about. But either way, when someone does something to you that is frustrating and that you find, like really, really hurtful, or not necessarily hurtful, but judgmental of, that it was wrong. They did the wrong thing. That's the one. It's, when you see someone doing or saying something that you consider to be just flat out wrong. One question, just one single question to ask yourself is, what would the circumstances have to be in order for me to have made that same decision that they just made? Really dig into that for yourself, and not just nothing. No. Really dig in. What would your particular life situations have to be? What would have to happen to you physically, emotionally, mentally, like just out in the world? What circumstances would have to happen in order, assuming that there is a chain of reactions that would cause you to make the same exact choice as them? And really look at that. Look at how much pain and distortions and everything else has to be in place in order for you to make that same choice that they made. And just take a moment to sit with that and see what comes up for you. See if we can find just a little bit of a perspective shift. Find a little bit of compassion for, if I have to be going through this much pain in order for me to do this, fill in the blank thing, hateful, hurtful, whatever thing it is. Gosh, how much pain must they be going through to be making these same types of decisions? Again, not in a mind reading type of way, but in just a shifting of perspective way. So that, again, we're not hyper focusing on the negative, but we are looking, what it forces us to do is to look at the entire picture, not just the ones that fit within our label. We want to look at the whole picture, the whole person, everything about them, not just how annoying this one or two things are or tendencies are. Let me know. So again, the two things are: one, gratitude. Every single day, bring attention to what you are grateful for in this person, in the relationship. And number two, when it comes to actual instances, words, actions, decisions that you consider to be wrong, really investigate what would it take for you to make that same wrong decision. What would have to go into your life in order for you to have made that same decision? Let me know what you think. Maybe I'll see you tonight if you come to the meditation gathering. check out my website for the link to that. If you're not getting my emails, sign up for that. So then you'll have the weekly link reminding you of our virtual gathering, our meditation gathering. And I will see you next week. Bye.